Hello and welcome on a Monday morning to the Inspiration Pop-Up with Bridget Knight and Julia Schwitz. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, today we are following our intuition because we decided to do how to follow your intuition. And this is something we sometimes I don't know. We sometimes do not in our consciousness, but we do it. But if we don't do it, the body is talking. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I've personally had a situation where I've had somebody walk past me, and I got this I mean, I was in a normal, like I was in this frame of mind, everything was fine. They walked past me, and everything in my body started to heighten. My heart started to race, my stomach started to, my whole body. So physically, I could feel that something wasn't right. In that moment, I had no idea that it was that person, and it was because of a lot of stuff that had been going on in my life on a personal level. I had no idea about any of that. But when I look back, and then things got uncovered and got spoken about, my body was right in what it was feeling, but I wasn't conscious of what was actually going on. So that's what it means by a physical feeling. So you can
But
suddenly
was he
meet.
dangerous or not?
No, not dangerous. There was just a whole lot of complication in a relationship that I was in,
Okay.
and this person was part of that complication. And
Okay, it
it
was
was quite
part of the
interesting.
because sometimes it's also that people who pass by also remind you of a person that is personally
Yeah,
involved in conflicts or stuff like that. But this person was actually involved.
yeah.
Okay.
So there was something going on in this dynamic, and my body told me. So I personally have experienced that if your body knows stuff before your mind does.
Yeah.
That's how powerful your body is. Your body will tell you things. I'm not saying you always know what to do with them or what it means, because when this was happening with me, I had no idea why I was feeling that way until it later came out. But in that moment, I had no idea, but I knew exactly my body was reacting to something. So your body knows things. So you must always listen to that. The same as if you're walking somewhere or you meet somebody and you get that feeling in your body. You can't always explain it, but your body knows things.
Hmm. And intuition means as well, to go into something.
Yeah.
And my best example is also when I started to go out of the teacher job, and I had these pains as like even it was the West Nile fever, but it took too long. And apparently, it took this symptom, or my body took this symptom to say, "Hello, Julia, you have to change something. It's not the thing or the life you want to have for the next 30 years." And then started personal growth. But it's such a pity that we don't learn to really understand the language of our intuition or of our heart, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
And do you have a tip for that? Because I had to go to a clinic and to be under such a pain to understand what is not working. So is there?
So, so something that really that I think is very, very important, or that is kind of, it ties into this, is when you feel very confident about doing something, even though you don't actually know the outcome. So it doesn't seem rational. So it could be like a job. So you're in a job, you really, really, you're not sure, you're not sure. Then this opportunity presents itself, and you decide, you know what, I don't know if it's all going to pan out, I don't know if it's going to work out, it's going to require me to go and live in I don't know, Dubai, and figure things out as they go. But you're very, very confident that that's what you need to do, even though you're not quite sure how rational that whole process is. That is a strong intuition. You just know you've got this thing. You just know, even though you don't know. If that makes Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense, but there's also sometimes the opposite. I feel that you even know that this path is going to benefit you somehow because it's something new and you always wanted it, and then the body is like in a kind of a resistance because it's so new, and it's still perhaps the right direction because you feel it and you want to try it out, but then the body says the complete opposite. How would you comment to that?
So for me, that's the difference between your intuition and your instinct. And
Oh,
and
okay.
my belief is with that is that instinctively we'll be thinking there's that fear. So I'm in a job, I'm getting a salary, I know I'm getting that every single month, or I've got a certain client, I'm getting that every single month. So it's like, so that is that instinct of fear and survival. And I must stay with that. It's the right thing to do. I need to be safe, I need to be secure, I need to be responsible. But your intuition is going, no, no, because it doesn't feel right. So you're living in a space of fear and you're not listening to your intuition, because your intuition, when you listen to it, it's so loud and it goes, because it doesn't feel right, whether your body is not being, whether your body is not like optimally functioning, whether you're not sleeping, whether you're feeling anxiety, but there's something in you going intuitively, and that's when your instinct is going into that fear and survival mode, and they're not in sync.
Okay. And if you realize then there's something that's going, what do you do then? Because if you
Well,
don't know what the right thing is, just your intuition tells you, okay, that's not the right thing. What do you do as a next step to get more into the flow, that the body pain or whatever the symptoms are not too strong, and that you feel you are on the right track? What do you do?
so for me, definitely, it's like that really resonates, is to have a meditation practice, because meditation is such a good way of just being still and removing yourself from all distraction. So having a meditation practice, spending a lot of time on your own, so doing self-reflection work to really kind of get inside and connected with yourself, and to be very clean living. So what I mean by that is be as more sort of vegetarian as you can, not drinking too much alcohol. So doing things that keep your mind very, very clear. Because I think if you're wanting to get to the core of your intuition, it has to start with your body and your mind being very clear.
And that
Because then
everything
you
is quite
are,
aligned, no?
yeah, because then you're more open. You have clearer dreams. Your intuition is so heightened with the people you meet and the things that you do, that it gets so loud that it's almost like you can't not listen to it, because it's kind of starts screaming at you. And then things start to happen which kind of force you to go in that direction. Either you end up getting fired, or you end up, I don't know, some other things happen, which is now forcing you to make the choice because you're not listening.
Okay, have you ever experienced that? Because you are
I,
talking
I
to
did.
that like,
I did not getting, I haven't been fired or anything like that, but I know that when I was in a very bad time in my life, I was doing a lot of running. But
Mhm.
there's running for health, and like at the moment I spend a lot of time in nature, but that is very self-reflective, self-awareness. It's quite a spiritual experience, which is very different to when I was doing a lot of running, but I was running because I was in a very bad space with my life,
And then it can get too much, no?
too much, and I ended up tripping over a rock, and I smashed my face, and then I knocked my tooth out, and I smashed my lip in half. And that was definitely 100% a wake up of going,
Yeah.
wake up, get out of the situation you're in and make a change. This is not working for you. So yes, I have had literally a smack in the face of going, wake up. So
Yeah, it's
yeah,
the same what I had. I would say even the virus was hard and it happened when I was traveling the world, but it was also because I always hoped that the change falls down from the sky.
if you're not willing to work on yourself, and you're not willing to become self-aware and make changes, just the same patterns keep on happening, keep on
Yeah.
happening, keep on happening. Yeah.
Yeah, and to break the patterns, if you don't know how to do it, we do it together with you,
Yes.
and we are happy to help. And just contact us, and we are happy to help you. Both of us, or in a package, we have lots of possibilities to help you. See you next
Absolutely.
Monday.
Yep. Bye.